Here are 5 tricks all good barbarians know in D&D. Number 1. Maintaining rage.
Rage, f***ing rage!
Maintaining rage is the most important thing a barbarian can do, because without it, you go from Conan to, well, Conan. Basically, you ain't much good in a fight without it. At that point, you're just a worse fighter. And fighters are already nerds. Just play a ranger with a sword, for God's sake. As a barbarian, you lose your rage if you fall unconscious, or if you haven't attacked an enemy or taken damage since your last turn. And because losing rage is terrible, good barbarians know to keep it going.
Where's your f***ing rage?
The simplest way, if you've got a full turn and haven't attacked anyone or taken damage, is just to punch yourself in the face. Some DMs will allow this, others will not. Technically, you are taking damage, but some people say it's too easy. If they rule this, simply get yourself some Alchemist's Fire. Alchemist's Fire is basically napalm. It sticks to people and burns them for 1d4 each turn. You are a barbarian. You eat 1d4s for second breakfast. That is nothing, and as long as it's burning, you cannot lose rage. Definitely worth having a few vials of this stuff on hand to make sure you stay angry.
I'm always angry.
2. Abuse your consumables. Kids, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
Yes, don't do drugs. Unless you're in D&D, in which case, performance supplements are amazing and you should be doing them all the time. If you're playing a barbarian optimally, a good chunk of your gold should be going on potions. Let's break it down. Potion of Speed. Sure, sex is great, I would imagine, but have you ever been a hasted barbarian? Double movement speed, extra attacks, oof! Girlfriend, you are unstoppable. But then the bard gets hit, she loses concentration, the haste spell ends, and you're left standing there, limp and impotent, and you can't take any actions for a full turn. Well, Potion of Haste is all the upsides of the haste spell without any of the downsides. It doesn't cost a spellcaster their concentration, and you don't lose a turn when it ends. It is busted, it is tons of fun, and you should be using it for every boss encounter at the very least. Another great option is the Potion of Flight. Barbarians really struggle with reach, and there's nothing worse than fighting a beholder that's just out of the reach of your greatsword. Well, the Potion of Flight is all that stands between that beholder being a beholder and that beholder being an overhyped piñata. Other good consumable items include the Oil of Sharpness, the Potions of Giant Strength, and any good berserker barbarian should definitely have a few Potions of Vitality. 3. Let's talk about AC. AC, or armor class, is a huge part of most melee builds, so it makes sense as a barbarian to spec into it, right?
Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Wise barbarians know that AC is just not the way. It's just not going to keep you safe. Arguably the barbarian's best ability, even better than rage, is reckless attack. You should always reckless attack. Just ask Snape. Snape, when should we reckless attack?
Always.
Yeah, always. Reckless attack gives you advantage on attack rolls, but it gives your enemies advantage right back. By the time you reach level 6 or 7, it really doesn't matter what your AC is. When you're giving enemies advantage, their modifiers will be high enough that they'll hit you most of the time. So don't be wasting your money on +1 or +2 armor, it's just gonna get completely undone by reckless attack. Use that money to buy bigger weapons, or more consumables, or gear to patch your saving throws. Prioritize con over dex every time, and remember, if you're not taking a crap ton of damage in a fight, the encounter was either too easy, or you're not being aggressive enough. And speaking of being aggressive, why don't you just beat the shit out of the like and subscribe buttons? You know, for fun.
Punch me in the fucking face!
4. Multiclass is in session. The most common complaint about barbarians is that they're too simple for advanced players to really get their teeth into. Well, that's where multiclass options come in. Here are a couple of good options to be aware of. Rogue Barrier. Sneak attack means you get to add a d6 to your first attack each turn that you make with advantage. And reckless attack gives you advantage on every attack. It's a massive flavor fail, but man, it is powerful. Hit him with a finesse weapon and you'll feel like you're dropping a goddamn cement mixer on an enemy every single turn. Plus, if you take Rogue all the way up to level 5, Uncanny Dodge alongside Bear Totem makes you pretty much unkillable through damage. The Barbarian. Being a moon druid with a couple of levels in Barbarian means your already busted wild shapes can now rage, giving them damage resistances and a nice power boost. You probably get the most out of this multiclass by taking 3 levels in Barbarian to get to the Totem Bear, but Beast Barbarian Moon Druid is a really flavorful multiclass as well. Just remember, you can't rage while concentrating, so use your powerful spell effects first and then get in close for the kill. Other good options include 2 levels of Fighter for Action Surge and a fighting style, or 2 levels of Warlock for Eldritch Blast to give you some range. You can also try Bard for healing outside of combat and that juicy expertise, or add Barbarian to Paladin for extra tankiness and damage. 5. Polearm Master and Great Weapon Master. Look, I'm more into feats than Quentin Tarantino. Why did I write that? Look, I'm more into feats than Quentin Tarantino, and all good barbarians know that if you're going for power, you need to be making use of either Great Weapon Master or Polearm Master. Great Weapon Master gives you a massive damage spike, extra attacks, and the disadvantage is completely mitigated by Reckless Attack. It's just flat out disgustingly good damage.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Polearm Master is a little bit more fiddly. It gives you an extra attack each turn on your bonus action, which you get to add your rage bonus to, and you get to attack any creature who has the balls to step within 10 feet of you. But it really gets busted when you combine it with another feat, Sentinel. Sentinel means creatures you hit with reactions can't move, and they can't even disengage. This combo makes for a terrifyingly annoying build that plays offense and defense incredibly. Basically, you totally lock down melee creatures, because you can hit them, but they can't move the 5 foot towards you to hit you back. Woof, that is disgusting. And there you have 5 tricks all good barbarians know. Like, subscribe, check out other videos on my channel, and I'll see you next time.